I'm beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 241, NASCAR 2000. Released in 1999, this game was developed by Stormfront Studios and published by EA Sports. We played NASCAR 99 way back at game 16. It's been ages. I really hated that game. In fact, it was the first game of the challenge I gave a 0 enjoyability score to. I just am not into NASCAR at all. I already am not big on racing games, and NASCAR just seems like the worst version of a racing game to me. Never been into the culture of it or anything like that. But still, I am beating all these games, which includes this one. It's the last NASCAR game on the console, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. Oh yeah, and this is the first game I had played after that break where I put the horse game on hold, so we are now in the post-horse game era. But yeah, maybe it'll surprise me. Who knows? Let's get into it. There was a randomize button in the main menu. It picks a random car and track for you to try. Makes it look like the car's completely glitching out over there. The main single player mode in this is Championship, so that's what we'll be doing to beat this game. There is a huge roster of all your favorite drivers here. Dale Earnhardt, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Bill Elliott, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Hamilton, Ernie Irvan, Kenny Irwin Jr., Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, Terry Labonte, Kevin LePage, Chad Little, Sterling Martin, Mark Martin, Jeremy Mayfield, Joe Nemechek, Steve Park, Adam Petty, Kyle Petty, Richard Petty, Ricky Rudd, Ken Schrader, Mike Skinner, Tony Stewart, Kenny Wallace, Rusty Wallace, Darrell Waltrip, Michael Waltrip, John Andretti, Johnny Ensign, Jeffrey Bodine, Jeff Burton, Ward Burton, and finally Wally Dallenbach. I decided to play as Dale Earnhardt, cause why not? The first race was in North Carolina. Thankfully, you can adjust the race length. Can you imagine setting it to the full length and genuinely doing 393 laps around this oval? The lowest you can set it to is 3% of the race length, which is 11 laps in this case. That's what I went with. There is a damage setting which is set to limited by default, so that's where I left it. I was surprised to see a menu where you could alter the game's physics and CPU AI. There was an arcade and simulation setting, but you could tweak it however you'd like. I left it on arcade because that's what it started at, and it would probably be more fun playing that way. Of course, before the race, we get hyped up by this picture of Bob Jenkins. Oh yeah, are y'all excited for the Duralube Big Kmart 400? And we get more in-depth insight from this picture of Benny Parsons. This track is 1.017 miles in length and has banks as high as 25 degrees during turns. This is also where the pit crew competition is held to figure out the world's fastest pit crew. Okay, here's the thing I hate the most about both NASCAR and F1 games. Tweaking the car to change your stats. They did change it from bars to this nice looking chart instead to see how your stats are affected. I really wish there were some presets to give you an idea of how these things should be if you just have no clue what you're doing. Maybe the official strategy guide had something like that. Basically, what I've learned over the course of these games is if the track has longer straights, then I should prioritize top speed. If it's shorter, then prioritize acceleration. But I don't know if that's actually good. It's what I've been doing this whole time. Because the races were short and damage was set to limited, I could maximize my tire pressure to ignore pit distance. I decided to ignore the qualifier and just start in the back. I think this newspaper screen is new, although I could just be misremembering since I used to use a FrameMeister to upscale this gameplay at the start of the challenge, and it did not like when the game would swap between 240p and 480i, so I would have to keep unplugging my capture card over and over. The race starts with all the cars in a line, then the green flag comes out, and you've got control. There's a black line on the road showing the optimal racing line. You should aim to follow that. You can see the limited damage in action here. My car gets damaged from me driving poorly, but then it auto repairs itself after a little bit. Turning in this is weird, just like I remember from the last one. When you start holding left or right, you barely turn it off for a few seconds. Then suddenly, the car will start turning drastically out of nowhere. It doesn't feel good at all. Maybe that's how real cars are in NASCAR? I have no idea. The CPU racers also have limited damage, so Jeff Gordon's car will be as good as new here in a few seconds. When it got to the last lap, I decided to quit out to see if you could retry a race without saving. Unfortunately, that was not the case. The reason I even wanted to try this is I had just finished beating GQ G1 Stable, and I really wanted to keep my save file considering I spent 133 hours on it. It turns out my EverDrive has the ability to transfer my saves to and from a memory pack onto its SD card. I really wish I had known about this sooner. How cool would it be to have a folder on the card with every single game having a completed save file? Oh well. I've since started archiving all my saves post-horse game, but yeah. Now I could wipe my memory pack and not feel bad about it. Since I can save my game between each race, if things are looking really bad, I can just try it again. This time around I decided to do the qualifier. Here, you just do one lap around the track all by yourself. The starting positions of the racers are determined by their qualifying lap time. In this instance, I was the fastest lap, so I get to start in the front. Nice try, Kellogg's car. So if the CPU tries to pass you, you can just move toward them and they'll teleport backward. That's good to know. This guy was relentless. Quit trying to pass me, buddy. It's not gonna work. Oh snap, I didn't consider this strat. Passing on the left. There's no way to defend against that. Dang it. Now that someone's in front of me, you can see the draft meter at work. The blue meter below the speedometer represents how much draft boost I'm getting. Essentially, the car in front of you blocks the air, causing your car to experience less friction from it, and you get a boost. People call it a slipstream. Anyway, I won the race this time. Heck yeah. One race down, several more to go. Our goal is to have the most points at the end of the season. You get more based on what position you finished in. I was currently ahead by 5. Benny Parsons here to give us the rundown on the Las Vegas 400. He's talking about how the track is 1.5 miles in length, and it's the first new super speedway in the southwestern US in over 20 years. As if that isn't enough to get you excited, the Vegas Strip is a mere 17 miles away. Whoo doggy. Here we are, the highly anticipated Las Vegas 400. Gotta race a little dirty if you want to win. You know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Even illegal NASCAR racing maneuvers. Decided to change the camera angle here to try to get a more zoomed out view. I know, this game has a lot going on. You can see based on the map at the top that this track is a lot more smushed of an oval than the last one. I had to really think about my strategy going into the Las Vegas 400. How do I handle both the long straight at the bottom and the huge turn on the rest? Guess I had a good enough plan. Got second place, we'll take that. Oh shoot, we're heading to Atlanta for the big one. The Cracker Barrel 500. This has got to be the biggest race of the season, right? Winner gets free biscuits and gravy. So here we are, the Cracker Barrel 500. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. Personally, I think the graphics kinda look bad. I presume it looks slightly better than NASCAR 99, but that's not saying much. At least it runs at a smooth frame rate, but yeah. Comparing this to something like F1 World Grand Prix is such a huge jump in graphics. The audio is awful. You hear the car's engine, which is whatever. There's music playing the entire time, but just like the last game, it plays like an 8-second loop of each song. It is so annoying to listen to. I don't recognize any of the songs, but I'm seeing online that Blues Traveler is featured, which is decent. There's also commentary from Bob Jenkins and Benny Parsons, as well as an unknown pit crew member. Weirdly, the pit crew guy will tell you what position you're in every so often, but he's just completely wrong. Like on this race, he said I was in 3rd place when I was clearly in 6th. The commentary is a direct downgrade from NASCAR 99 in my opinion though. They got rid of the iconic lines like, man oh man, or don't see driving like that on the interstate, or the best one by far, whoa, there goes a tire. Whoa, there goes a tire. Whoa, there goes a tire. It's just gone.
They're running like a thundering stampede.
Got 2nd place. Guess I won't be getting any biscuits and gravy. Dang. Now it's time for the Prime Star 500 at the Texas Motor Speedway. Dang, Prime Star. Now that's a throwback. This place seats 150,000 people? I can't believe so many would show up for NASCAR. That is so wild to me. Whoa, there goes a tire. Need a ROM hack of this game that adds that phrase back in. That was quite a big crash though. Kinda cool. The shape of this track is just a standard oval, nothing fancy. No, he stole 1st place from me at the last second. That was unfair. Regardless of that, I was in first by 25 points now. Feeling good. I remember in NASCAR 99, it came down to where I needed first on the final race, and it turned into quite a huge grind. I'm glad I'm doing better this time around. Now we're in Bristol, Tennessee for the Food City 500. I remember hating this track. It's incredibly short and these turns are banked at a really steep angle. It's so hard to pass here. Might have to get a bit dirty if I want to win here. Hey, if I win, I win. Well, second place again. I'm sensing a theme here. I mean, you've basically seen the entire game at this point. Oh snap, we're heading to Talladega for the Die Hard 500? Really? Help me, Jesus! Help me, Tom Cruise! So I got a PS3 on launch day when it came out, and I only had 2 games. Resistance Fall of Man, which was awesome, and Killzone, which was kinda mid. However, I also randomly had Talladega Nights on Blu-ray, and I must have watched that like 10 times on that thing. Anyway, I got first place here. Points were looking super good. Time for the California Speedway Napa 500. Benny Parsons likes this track, but the main thing he likes is the free parking lot holding 32,000 cars. Look, palm trees. That's how you know you're in California. Got second place here. Honestly, I wasn't having much trouble at all with this game. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina now for the Coca-Cola 600. Benny Parsons makes sure to brag about how he won here in 1980. Yeah, buddy. Oh my goodness, my tire. Thought I lost it for a second there. Why is there like an orange tint on the screen here? Are we in Mexico? Whoa, I actually didn't expect that to happen. Kind of a cool effect with the lights turning on and all that. Got 8th place this time. Hopefully not the start of a trend. I was ahead by 27 points. Here we are in the Pocono Mountains for the Pocono 500. Look at that track shape. Not a traditional oval. It's kind of pointy at the top. Got first place here? Heck yeah. Honestly, I just think I've improved at racing games since the start of this challenge, so I'm not having as much of an issue with this as I did NASCAR 99. What the heck? I accidentally went into the pit stop. I guess you can see what happens here. There's Dale Earnhardt's hands and arms. We're in Sonoma for the Save Mart 350. Let's see what's going on out on the racetrack.
You got a tire down.
Oh god. Help me.
Tire down. Oh man, they're knocking each other around out there. Look out.
Why did I flip in the air? Anyway, this track is not traditional at all. It's got turns going in all different directions. Man, that big crash was by far the best thing that's happened in this entire playthrough. But yeah, this U-turn was quite hard to do in this physics engine. I imagine this is way harder for the racers to drive on too. It's wild seeing this track amidst all the ovals. I got first place here. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 400. According to Benny Parsons, there are over 3.2 million bricks underneath this modern asphalt track. Man, this one is the most bland track yet. Just a rectangle. Got first place yet again here. Heading to Watkins Glen in New York now. Another non-traditional track. Take these tight turns slowly? Nah, this is NASCAR, buddy. We're gonna go fast whether you like it or not. They nerfed the shortcut in this game. I used to go through the grass in NASCAR 99, but nope, now it brings me to a halt. Okay, this doesn't even make sense. Like, sure, it's an illegal move, but I shouldn't be slowing down. I'm still on the pavement. I got third place here, not too bad. I was ahead by 86 points. Next was the Pepsi 400 in Michigan Speedway. Another first place finish, crushing it. Back in Bristol once again, but it's nighttime. We're racing in the Goody's Headache Powder 500. I swear, that's what it's really called. See, look, Bob Jenkins calls it that. It's gotta be true. Got first place? I remember struggling here so hard in that last NASCAR game. Then we headed to Darlington in South Carolina for the Pepsi Southern 400. Benny Parsons talked about how the shape of this oval makes this a really tough race. Yeah, sure dude, I bet it does. Wait, I got 13th place here. Maybe he's on to something. Hopefully near the end, went to Richmond, Virginia for the Exide NASCAR Select Batteries 400. What a great race name. I got 13th here as well. Maybe I'm falling off. Then was Martinsville, Virginia. Surely we're almost done. I got 5th here. Phoenix, Arizona now for the Duralube 500. Wait, I think I remember this being the final race in the other game. I got 6th here. Okay, dang, 1 race to go. In Homestead, Miami for the Pennzoil 400. Get me out of here. I got 3rd place, but more importantly, I was in 1st in points at the end of the season. Heck yeah, Dale. Dance on top of that car. That's all the celebration we get, unfortunately. Before quitting the game, I wanted to do the one thing we all did if we happened to come across one of these games back in the day. Drive in the wrong direction. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to create a crash as amazing as that one I had earlier, but oh well. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating NASCAR 2000. Yeah, there's not that much to say here. I went in expecting to not have fun, and I didn't really have fun. Luckily, it wasn't that difficult to beat the game this time around. Other than that one crash, I was mostly just bored playing this. The driving isn't interesting at all, and there are only 2 tracks that aren't an oval. The graphics are pretty bad, and there's just not that much appealing about it. If you're not a fan of NASCAR already, then there's just not really a reason to want to play this, I guess. The music drives me bonkers too. I was really glad I didn't have to listen to it anymore. I guess if you're nostalgic for it, you can try it yourself and see if I'm full of it, but I don't really think this game's worth trying personally. I gave NASCAR 2000 a 0 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 2.5 out of 10 for difficulty. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We had a randomized marble race to determine which game was next, so here's how that played out. Or skip to the timestamp on screen to skip straight to the game selection. Race. I don't want to trust that they're all there. 149 games on the list, should be 150, but I'm cheating and removing other horse racing games. Alright, what is going to happen? Who's coming down the tunnel first? Where the heck am I? Oh god, the cameraman is lost. Okay, South Park Rally is in the lead currently, the final South Park game. Automobili Lamborghini, Susme Tizen Puzzle Dama. What are these games? Tetris 64 uses the heart rate monitor. Let's go. The one game on the console to use it. We got South Park Rally, Tetris 64, Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness, the next J-League game, Susme Tizen Puzzle Dama. Tetris 64 is in the lead. We may get to use the N64 heart rate monitor. That would be crazy. We got some portals. I don't really know what they do. There goes Glover. Glover launching. Glover sticks the landing. Oh my goodness, folks. Glover. Glover is way in the lead. And it's Glover with the warp. Look at all these others. Nobody's sticking the landing, but Glover just wanted it more. Oh, and there's Wheel of Fortune. I've heard a lot about Glover. I've never seen it, though. I think it's kind of cursed. And here come the non-teleporters. It would have been Hexen. I'm pretty sure it's a 3D platformer, but definitely non-traditional. Alrighty. Glover. It has been decided. But yeah, if you're still here watching, you're awesome. Thank you, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, or maybe even drop a subscription to the channel. Or you could even click one of these other videos that are on screen right now. And yeah, see you next time.